Hello friends, welcome to our channel Physics for You. And yes, in the previous few videos we were discussing about the Debye's theory of specific heat of solids. So basically, what is the target of our this particular theory? We have to find the specific heat. Already we have seen what is specific heat, and moreover how to calculate that specific heat in the solids. Okay. So in the last four videos, I am saying specifically because this is the fifth video of on this concept only, Debye's theory, and this will be the last video. In this video, we will end this particular article. So just have a recap of previous four videos in 2 minutes. So in four videos, we were finding yes, one by one we are evaluating towards the Debye's theory, moreover the specific heat. So initially we have said that there are some drawbacks in the Einstein's theory and classical theory, and those drawbacks are they have considered common frequency and independent vibrations. So those drawbacks Debye has corrected, and he has made in his own assumptions. He has considered there is a range of frequency, and the number of modes of vibrations can be different for the different materials, and many modes of vibrations will be there, and the number of modes of vibrations per unit frequency range he named it as density of modes. And firstly we were discussing about the density of modes, how to find them, and to find them we have taken the help of first of all one-dimensional system, and then finding that one-dimensional system's wave equation. After found the wave equation, we have calculated this is the wave equation number 7. Then we go to there, we went for its solution. So in one dimensional, the solution of the standing wave solution will be this equation number 8, and yes, solution means it should satisfy that equation 7. So after substituting that value of u in equation 7, then we take the double derivative of u with respect to x once and with respect to t one more time. And then after substitution, finally we got one equation which is for the frequency, equation number 11, nu n is equal to n Vs divided by 2L. This will give you the frequency, and yes, this each and every frequency is in multiplication with the basic frequency, that is nu 1 is equal to Vs divided by 2L, or we can say the frequency spectra is discrete. So yes, whatever Debye has taken the help of quantum mechanics, and that is what worth it, we can say, and which gives you the frequency spectra is a discrete spectra as shown in the diagram here, and the separation between any two frequency lines will be Vs by 2L here. So equidistant lines, we can say. And again we have taken that frequency formula, and after rearrangement we got n is equal to something, and if we take its derivative then dn. So actually that dn is nothing but the modes of vibrations. And yes, this is what we have done up to this for the one-dimensional system, but we know that when we are talking about a crystal or a solid, so it is basically a three-dimensional system. So let us generalize that. So for the generalization, we have added these two coordinates y and z. So this is what the general equation of wave in 3 dimensions, and again its solution will be like this, as we have written for one-dimensional for with respect to x only, but now here two terms additional, x, y and z. So this is the solution. Again we have to resubstitute this value of 15 in 14, equation number 14, so that we can say yes, it is a solution. So after that, finally calculating that, we will get this one. So this equation we have written in analogy with respect to the one dimensional. So after finding or cancelling the terms which were cancelled, we got nx square plus ny square plus nz square is equal to 4l square nu square divided by vs square. Okay. So here l is what the length of that particular length of the cube, we can say now here, because in 3-dimensional, in 1-dimensional we have considered a string. So to find that, but we know that these nx, ny, nz all are the positive integers, and therefore we can say these are the number of modes of vibrations, but in frequency range nu to nu plus d nu, and we can write because if we consider a space where all these nx, ny, nz are positive, then that sphere, total sphere, or out of that total sphere, only one octant will have these all three values positive. Yes, as we have seen in case of 2-dimensional, only one quadrant will have both the coordinates x and y positive, that is first quadrant. Similarly in 3-dimensional, when we are talking about the sphere, then only one octant of that sphere will give you the all positive 3 coordinates, and that is what, therefore we have divided that by 8. This is what the volume. In this volume, whatever may be the number of modes of modes present, so that will be given by this, but we have to divide it by number of density of modes, 4 pi r square dr divided by 8. Why? Because only we are interested in positive integer, that's why we have divided by 8. And finally we have substituted the values of r square and dr, and we got one equation, z of nu d nu is equal to 4 pi v divided by vs cube into nu square d nu, equation 20, and that is what the density of modes. So this is what up to this we have seen in equation or in third video. Okay, in the last fourth video we proceed by taking the equation 20 only, in which we say that the density of modes are directly proportional to nu square. But we know that there are two different types of waves, elastic waves are produced, those are the transverse and longitudinal. Therefore we have to correct the equation 20, and therefore the corrected equation in which the transverse wave have the two modes of vibrations, where the longitudinal waves have one mode of vibration, we can write the equation for the density of modes as equation 21 more correct. Now Debye has taken one approximation. So that approximation is what? If we have n number of atoms, then there will be 3n number of modes of vibrations. It is obvious because we have 3 degrees of freedom. That means one atom is having 3 degrees of freedom. Okay. So moreover, again this puts an upper limit to that frequency, and that upper limit of the frequency is called as Debye frequency, denoted by nu d. And therefore we should integrate whatever may be the number of modes of vibrations within the limit 0 to nu d, and that will give you the total number of modes of vibrations. And yes, according to Debye approximation, those number of modes of vibrations are nothing but 3n. So that's why equation 22 arises. Okay, now again use this z of nu d nu value in from equation 21 to 22. After substituting that, we got a frequency nu d cube, that is Debye frequency, is equal to something, and this is equation 23. But practically Debye found that the value of Debye frequency is around 10 raised to 13 hertz, and the wavelength is around 1 angstrom unit. But 1 angstrom unit is what the generally the interatomic spacing about. Yes, and yes, this puts the question mark on the Debye approximation, that the wavelength and we can say the interatomic spacing is very small as compared to the wavelength. So therefore Debye has took the help of Planck's quantum theory. So according to Planck's quantum theory, the average energy for one oscillator at a temperature T which is vibrating with the frequency nu will be h nu by e raised to h nu by kt minus 1. And if this is what the energy of one oscillator, likewise we have how many number of oscillators? Z of nu d nu, modes of vibration, if we consider harmonic oscillator of the same frequency with each vibrational mode. And yes, obviously we should integrate within the limit 0 to nu d. So that will give you the total energy, moreover the total vibrational energy of the lattice or the crystal or the solid. Okay. So after that, just applying some integration laws and all, we found that equation 25 which gives you the energy. And for more simplicity, we have again some substitutions, xm and x is h nu by kt and xm is h nu d by kt. And from that, rearranging that, again we have substituted equation 25, and finally we reached up to the equation 26, which gives you 9n kt by h nu d whole cube 0 to xm x cube divided by x cube divided by e raised to x minus 1 dx, that is the energy, moreover the internal energy, or we can say the vibrational energy. Again here Debye has defined one more thing, we called it as Debye temperature, and that is theta d is equal to h nu d by k. Again let us substitute that value in equation number 26. Therefore we got more correct, or we can say the more simplified equation for the energy, that is equation number 28. Again we have, that means Debye have taken one more substitution. He named one particular term as a Debye function, and that function is what? This one, fd is equal to equation number 30. This is Debye function. So if we substitute take out this value, equation 30 from the 29, so we can rewrite the value of specific heat by differentiating that energy equation 28 with respect to temperature. So finally we got dou E by dou T Cv is equal to 9n kt T by theta d whole cube and 0 to integration theta d by T x power 4 e raised to x dx divided by ex minus 1 whole square. But again here we the Debye function substituted, and therefore Cv in simple manner 3r theta d by T fd, that fd is nothing but Debye function. If you remember, we have stopped here in the fourth video, so almost 9 minutes have gone for the recap. So you can imagine how big this article is, but now we will continue. So let us check. I told in the fourth video end also at the end of fourth video, we have to check this Debye theory whether it valids on both high temperature behavior or low temperature behavior. So the first case is what? High temperature behavior. High temperature behavior means T is very greater as compared to the Debye characteristic temperature or Debye temperature theta D. And since x is equal to h nu by kt, that is what the substitution we have done. So x is very small as compared to the, because this T is very greater. So but it is in denominator. If T is increasing, x is decreasing. That's why x will be very small. So here we will take one as x is small. So 1 plus if we elaborate this e power 1 plus x, and therefore this one will get cancelled. But x is very small, and therefore we can say, or we can ignore the higher powers of x. Therefore e power x minus 1 is approximately x at high temperature behavior case. And therefore equation 28 becomes, if we recall the equation 28, which one is the 28 equation? Energy equation 28. Yes, in this equation now substitute that e raised to x is equal minus 1 is equal to x. So therefore 9 nkt into theta d, or sorry, t divided by theta d cube, 9 nkt t divided by theta d cube 0 to theta d by t integration x cube divided by x into dx, because denominator e power x minus 1 becomes x. So after cancellation, what we remain only here x square, and I have taken direct integration of x square here. Integration of x square will be x cube divided by 3. So x cube divided by 3 within the limit 0 to theta d divided by t. So put the upper limit, lower limit is directly 0. Therefore upper limit substitution 9 nkt t divided by theta d whole cube, and this 1 by 3 I have written outside, and upper limit theta d by t. So therefore we can write here directly. So these two terms are exactly reciprocals of each other. They will get cancelled, and 3 3s are 9. So therefore we got energy E is equal to 3 nkt, and that finally the specific heat is equal to this is energy, okay, and this internal energy we have to differentiate with respect to temperature, and will give you the Cv, that is specific heat. So after derivative we got 3 nk or 3R we call it as, and we know its final value, it is 5.96 calorie per mole per Kelvin. And yes, this is what our Dulong and Petit's law. So this is at high temperature. There is no problem at high temperature. We know that classical theory will give you this result. Yes, classical theory gives you this same result, Dulong and Petit's law, right? Then Einstein theory also gives you the same result, and now the Debye theory also gave us the same result. So these all three theories give you the same and good results at the high temperature, no problem. But there was a problem with the low temperature case in Einstein's theory as well as in case of our the classical theory. And now here Debye came with this approximation, and let us see what happens. So at low temperature T is very less as compared to theta d, but what is xm? Xm is nothing but theta d by T, and T is very less, that means the denominator is very less. So therefore that means here T is decreasing. As T decreases, xm will increases, and then therefore we can say xm tends to infinity. And then again equation 28 becomes, so equation 28 is 9 nkt t divided by theta d cube integration, since theta d by t tends to infinity, therefore instead of here earlier the limits are 0 to theta d by t, but now this theta d by t tends to infinity. So therefore integration 0 to infinity x cube dx divided by e power x minus 1. But if you see, this is the standard integration, we can take the help of mathematics. So this standard integration value will be simply 5 power 4 divided by 15. So yes, it will be simple. So let us substitute that value. So after substituting this value 9 nkt from t by theta d as it is, 5 power 4 divided by 15. So what we shall cancel? Yes, we can cancel here. 3 3s are 9 and 3 5s are 15. Therefore 3 by 5 power 4 nk t power. Now here it is t cube and one more t is here. Therefore t power 4 divided by theta d cube. This is what the energy equation. Energy equation in case of low temperature behavior in our Debye's theory. So here we can say this energy is directly proportional to fourth power of the temperature, and this is what actually the Stephen's law of black body radiation. So we can say at low temperature Debye theory is values or holds good, because yes, it is giving you the result which were already proposed by some theories. So one of the law is what? Stephen's law of black body radiation. Here that according to that law, energy of the black body or the solid is always proportional to fourth power of the temperature. So yes, it is holding good. Now it happens, or it validates good Debye theory at low temperature with respect to energy. But what happens to the specific heat Cv? Let us see. Okay, and therefore we can say this law. So basically, the Stefan's law is valid for the photons. Okay, they are talking about the electromagnetic energy. Here we are talking about the vibrational energy, right? So here we can say the photons and phonons, because yes, it is proportional to fourth power of the temperature. So we can say this Stefan's law is valid for photons as well as phonons. So therefore we can say phonons and photons obey the quantum statistics. Yes, this everything is based on the quantum mechanics assumption. So the quantum statistics, except with the difference that the photons obey T power 4 law at all time. Means this T power 4 law is valid for the photons, means light energy, whether it is high temperature, whether it is low temperature. But our phonons are obeying only at low temperature. At high temperature we do not have this energy is directly proportional to T power 4, is not valid at high temperature in phonons. Now what is phonon? Phonon is what? The energy of, or the quanta of vibrational energy. I will write here. What is photon? Photon, generally what we call photon. Photon is the quanta of light energy, or we can say electromagnetic energy. Light is electromagnetic wave. And what is phonon? Phonon is, we can write it as the quanta of sound energy, or we can call it as vibrational energy, or here it is light energy or electromagnetic energy. So that is what the photon and phonon. So already we know that photon are obeying the Stefan's law, but right now we found, according to Debay's theory, the phonon are also obeying the Stefan's law, but only at low temperature. Okay, now by this we got the energy, but what about the specific heat? Now let us take the specific heat. Specific heat means simply the derivative of this energy with respect to temperature. So dou E by dou T at a constant value, dou by dou T, and substitute the value of energy from 32 equation. So 3 by 5 pi power 4 Nk T power 4 divided by theta d cube, and after differentiating everything is constant, only T power 4 is there, and the derivative of T power 4 with respect to T, d by dt of T power 4 will be 4t cube, but this 4 and this 3, how much? 12. So 12, denominator 5 as it is, pi power 4 Nk as it is, and T now becomes T cube, T power 4, but its derivative T cube. So T cube and denominator theta d cube. That's why I have written directly here in one bracket T by theta d cube. So this is what actually the specific heat at low temperature according to Debay's theory, low temperature. And here we got the specific heat is directly proportional to T cube at low temperature, and this is known as Debay's T cube law. This is known as Debay's T cube law. So that is what for we were fighting in almost last 5 videos. So this particular equation, what we can say, ran us near about 5 videos, or we were fighting, or we were doing whatever we have done in last 5 videos, including this, everything is for this equation. And now we can say yes, Debye theory is valid at high temperature. Yes, already all the previous theories also valid at the high temperature, but now there was a problem with the low temperature. Now our Debye has proved yes, his theory is valid at low temperature as well as at high temperature. And yes, whenever you are discovering something new in physics, it is we can say a rule, unwritten rule is there. We should not break the previous things, we should not violate the previous things, and that is what have done by the Debye. Debye has not violated the Stefan's law. Yes, and therefore we can say Debye put up a very valid theory, which is holding good at low as well as high temperature. At low temperature, at high temperature, all these theory will give you the same result, that is Dulong and Petit's law, which is 5.96. That means specific heat at the high temperature of a solid is constant, and that is 5.96 calorie per mole per degree Kelvin. But at low temperature, this is what the basic thing or more correct thing, CV is directly proportional to T cube, and this law is known as Debye T cube law. Okay guys, yes, if you think this made very long, but I'm sorry, I can't help you in this regard, because the article or the theory itself is a very big theory or the big derivation, and therefore, and yes, whatever this Debye T cube law, it is valid or proved experimentally also. And yes, finally, thanks to you for having patience to reach up to the final equation of our specific heat according to Debye's theory. Okay, so yes, thank you guys. This is the fifth and last video regarding Debye's theory. So I will put all 4 previous videos links in the description box of this video, so that you will have the continuation of watching one particular article, right? So click on the previous links and watch one by one. Don't watch in between video, so that you can't understand, you will unable to understand. So watch first part, then second, third, fourth and fifth, so that you will get the complete theory, what exactly we have done in this particular theory. Okay, thank you so much for watching and keeping the patience. And yes, if you feel this is value addition to your knowledge, then like this video. Yes, obviously, for more such videos, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends who are really interested to learn the physics. And if you have any doubt, you can please post in the comment box, or you can contact to me, and press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications of my next videos. Okay, thank you friends. We'll meet in the next video very soon. Till then, keep learning and take care. Thank you so much.